That's uniquely affected BIPOC communities, especially if you're from that community. We'll let you, of course, go first. But does anybody else want to share a story of your experience with police or with the injustice system in this country?
Are there any black or brown folk in the crowd who want to read a poem off of a screen instead of telling their own story? I wanted to give a little bit of opportunity for us to envision what a future without police looks like. Something that I think is missing, that we need to focus on a lot more with these protests, is not only saying goodbye and screw this to what exists already, but to envisioning a future that could be. And I have a poem pulled up, but I don't feel comfortable reading it. This last paragraph
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. All right, she says it's a poem, but it's more of a short story. It's called, Could We Please Give the Police Department to the Grandmothers? Give them the salaries and the pensions and the city vehicles, but make them a fleet of vintage Corvettes, Jaguars, and Cadillacs with white leather interior, diamond in the back, sunroof top, and digging the scene with the gangster lean. Let the cars be badass. You would hear the old school jams like Patti LaBelle, Stevie Wonder, Anita Baker, and Al Green. You would hear Sweet Honey in the Rock harmonizing on we who believe in freedom will not rest, bumping out the speakers. And they got the booming system. If you up to mischief, they will pick you up swiftly in their sweet ride and look at you until you catch shame and look down at your lap. She asks you if you are hungry, and you say yes, and of course you are. She got a crown of dreadlocks on the dashboard. You see brown faces like yours, shea buttered and loved up, and there are no precincts. Just love temples that got spaces to meditate and eat delicious food, mangoes, blueberries, nectarines, cornbread, peas and rice, fried plantains, fufu, yams, greens, okra, pecan pie, salad and lemonade. Things that make your mouth water and soul arise. All the hungry bellies know warmth. All the children expect love. The grandmas help you with homework, practice yoga with you, and teach you how to make jambalaya and coconut cake from scratch. When you're sleepy, she will start humming and rub your back while you drift off. A song that she used to have the record of when she was your age. She remembers how it felt to be like you and be young and not know the world that good. Grandma is a sacred child herself, who just circled the sun enough times into the ripeness of her cronehood. She wants your life to be sweeter. When you are wilding out because your heart is broke, or you don't have what you need, the grandmas take your hand and lead you to their garden. You can lay down amongst the flowers, her grasses, roses, irises, lilies, collards, kale, eggplants, blackberries. She wants you to know that you are safe and protected, universal, limitless, sacred, sensual, divine, and free. Grandma is the original warrior, wild since birth, comfortable and loving fiercely. She has fought so that you don't have to, not in the same way at least. So give the police departments to the grandmas. They are fearless, classy, and actualized. Blossom from love. They wear what they want and say what they please. Believe that. There wouldn't be noise citations when the grandmas ride through our streets, blasting Stevie Wonder, Nina Simone, Marvin Gaye, Jimi Hendrix, KRS-One, all that good music. The kid's gonna hula hoop to it and sell her lemonade made from heirloom pink lemons and maple syrup. The car is solar powered and carbon footprint less. The grandmas designed the technology themselves. At night, they park the cars in a circle so all can sit in them with the sunroof down and look at the stars. Talk about astrological signs, what to plant tomorrow based on the moon's mood, and help you memorize Audra, Lorde, and James Baldwin quotes. She always looks you in the eye and acknowledges the light in you with no hesitation or fear. And Grandma loves you fiercely forever. She's the pain in our bravado, the confusion in our anger, the depth behind our coldness. Grandma knows what oppression has done to our souls and is going to change it one love temple at a time. She has no fear. I guess because I do have the megaphone right now, I can't share one story. And I'm saying it mainly because in the poem it said that the grandmas have no fear. And I think that's a very important thing to hold with you, is to not have fear. I remember one time I was stopped by the police, and it wasn't in D.C., I gotta be honest, it was in South Carolina, which can be much worse, I assure you. And this police officer stopped me and my friends as we were just walking home from shopping at Walmart, and just stopped me and said, "Oh, you fit a description." I'm like, "Oh, okay, nice, a description, okay." Well, I'm just walking home, doing nothing. He just started to yell and berate and just talk very aggressively to me. And I said, "Why are you talking to me like this? What? I fit a description, I'm not the person, we're just shopping. So what's the reason to talk to me like this?" And he said, "Well, you look intimidating." And then all I could, why? What about me specifically looks so intimidating that you need to talk to me in this manner? What makes you feel that I don't deserve as much respect as you or anyone else around? Granted, he let me go, but it's an experience that will go with me for the rest of my life. And the reason I'm out here now is because I have 6 nephews and 2 nieces, and I'd be damned if they have the same experiences that I have. So I thank you all for being out here, and we're going to keep it fighting, because we do protect ourselves. Police have a role in life, but that role is no longer needed. And so thank you for your time, and be blessed.
Big thanks to you, my friend, for sharing that poem and sharing that story. Yeah, definitely resonate with a lot of what was said there, and want to open up the floor for anybody else who wants to share your stories or your experiences. That's what we're here for. If she hasn't been listening to y'all all this time when you've been asking for months to defund the police, she's going to listen to you now. Because we're right here and she's got nowhere to go. Defund the police!
Defund the police!
Fire!
Newsham!
Fire!
Newsham!
Fire! Newsham! Fire! Newsham! Fire! Newsham! Fire! Newsham! Fire! Newsham! Fire! Newsham! Say his name! Deontay! 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 Daquan Young! Say his name! 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 Daquan Young! Marquise Olson! Say his name! 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 Marquise Olson! Jeffrey Price! Say his name! Jeffrey Price! Say his
leadership. Mayor Bowser, 4 black men killed under this man's leadership!
Goddamn right.
I said no justice!
No sleep.
No justice!
No sleep.
No justice!
No sleep.
No justice!
No sleep.
Defund us!
Police.
Defund us!
Police.
Defund us!
Police.
Defund us!
Police.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
If we don't get it,
Shut it down.
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 that if we don't get it,
Shut it down.
Mayor Bowser, we've been out here for a few. We'll be back. I promise. We'll be back. Others will be back. We're taking shifts because we're cool like that. And we will not stop giving you little house visits until you correct. You can't remedy the bullshit that this police department does day in, day out. I don't understand why Columbia Heights and Petworth look the way they do. I live in a street with at least one cop car in each corner. The other day I got a picture of one parked outside of the graffiti I do that says Defund MPD. It was great. It's good shit. But we're tired of it! And we're gonna be so tired of this that you're gonna be tired of us! Telling you to stop killing black men! To stop killing black women! To stop killing black people! Neighbors of Mayor Bowser! You can hold me accountable! I have 2 suggestions. TP her home and vote her the fuck out. Fire Newsham.
Fire Newsham.
Fire Newsham.
Fire Newsham.
Fire Newsham. Fire Newsham.
Fire Newsham.
Does anyone want to speak? No justice!
No sleep.
No justice!
No sleep.
No justice!
No sleep.
Defund the
Police.
Defund the
Police.
Fire!
Newsham.
Fire!
Newsham.
No justice!
No sleep.
No justice!
No sleep.
Does anyone else want to speak? Have anything to say?
Oh.
He's here. Hello. Drop some poems or something.
Hello everyone, my name is John Henry Williams. I am an organizer with Sunrise, and a human that has been up all night, was out last night, and I'm generally tired. I want to start with the historical evidence that, an unfortunate fact, that inequality in countries and nations has never been solved through peaceful, non-violent, quiet conflict. And that's really sad. And it has been my hope in organizing throughout my life that we would come to a point where we can evolve past that. Where we can figure out a way to talk to each other and access each other in a way that doesn't require hurting people. And I'm not talking about hurting buildings, because buildings don't feel pain, and that's not violence. I am not hopeful today, because I can tell you it has been a long journey to this point. I'm a Christian, which to a lot of people used to mean something, but to me it means that I believe in love. And I do not believe in love enough to be convinced that we will be taken seriously and heard through marches, through moments like this, through petitions. Raise your hand if this isn't your first time being on the streets asking somebody to do something for you. Mine too. And so I'm hit with this sinking realization that they're not listening. So I want to invite you to something that I have been wrestling with. And that is the question of whether or not I should be arming myself. As a liberal, as a Democrat, this is not something we like to talk about. And yet, in Kenosha, Wisconsin, a young man, radicalized, was allowed to walk around with a rifle and eventually take the lives of 2 people and harm 1 other. And the people who were responsible for protecting were standing around doing nothing.
And they watched that happen. So I'm left with the choice of trying to live in this path of love, or trying to live. Because the reality of the situation is, I'm not your everyday jumpy American. I don't want a gun because I'm scared of someone walking down the street because I don't trust my neighbor. I'm not talking about random violence. I'm talking about focused, systemic violence. I'm talking about the people that are in comment sections right now getting ready to go to war.
Yep.
Talking about how they're ready to kill people that are standing in the streets like we are today.
Yep.
And we have known that this growing presence of white supremacy across this country is documented by the FBI having infiltrated our law enforcement. And we know our law enforcement doesn't show up when they do to kill us. So I'm looking at this radicalized hate, the same hate that hangs people, black people, from trees, the same hate that robs indigenous people of their lands, the same hate that takes people out into the desert so they can hunt and kill migrants. And my defense is supposed to be love and some banners. Because these people who we keep paying won't do their fucking job. And there is no possibility for peace in an unjust world, which nobody seems to be understanding. I don't know
if I'm going to arm myself. But I want to let y'all know how long a path it's been on this road. I started organizing a long fucking time ago. And I'm only 23. But I've been tired for a long time, as young as I am. In college, I organized a march the day Donald Trump was elected, which happened to be my birthday. A peaceful march. I went to Standing Rock to stand with peaceful, non-violent water protectors as they tried to guard their land. I was in front of the White House where these people hit me with batons and sprayed me in the face. I was there when Donald Trump did his funky, fun little photo shoot for the Bible.
Gross.
I have been in one moment in history after another doing it the right way. And particularly here in D.C., we've been out in the streets for months asking them, and we're doing it the right way.
Right.
And yet, have they defunded the police?
Nope.
Nope.
And if they had listened to us, would we be here now?
Nope.
We could have saved somebody's life. And everyone that sits quiet while somebody died to your inaction, that's on you. You don't get to stand idly by and put it on somebody else. It's on you. Because I remember standing in lines and looking at these officers, and I said, you sure all your people are good? You don't know a single racist on the force. You don't know anybody. People keep getting arrested, people keep getting killed, people keep getting pulled over, but you don't know anybody. It couldn't be any of yours. And I would be fascinated to know how many of them in these months have turned to their friends and comrades and really looked at them. How many of them have had the conversations we are supposed to have? How many of them have talked to their police chief instead of us having to come out time and again?
Yep.
Because the fact of the matter is, I don't get paid to do this shit. They are paid to go to work every day to protect and serve the public. So I want you to know that I didn't get tired for nothing. And that has been a long road to getting this tired. Of showing up and seeing nothing happen. And I have been in those streets while buildings are burning, and it's not cute. And it doesn't make me feel good. But I don't know what else to tell anybody. I don't know what else to say. And frankly, my approval or disapproval is irrelevant. People will only get so mad before they get up. And to the leaders of this city who are listening, you need to know that. And it's not about voting. Because everyone we voted in, by the way, that could take care of this situation right now, happens to be a Democrat.
That's right.
And we don't have to vote for anybody else. They could take care of it tomorrow. With the overwhelming realization that clearly not all skin folk is kinfolk. And Mayor Bowser is refusing to take responsibility for her police chief. Because she went out and painted on the damn road for the whole Democratic National Convention that Black Lives Matter, and where are we today? She stood on the National Convention floor talking about Black lives, and where are we today? Come get your police force.
That's right.
If you actually care, you come get your police force.
That's right.
Because the buck stops with you, and we don't have to do anything else for you to decide to take leadership
and save the lives of the people that are living in your city.
Yep.
I want to end with a realization that as tired as I am, I have not been killed. And even at that, I am giving my life. And I am happy to be alive. But I think we count our wins and losses in the amount of lives these people kill, not in the amount of lives they steal. Because a life gets stolen a long time before someone gets killed. When no one has the educational opportunities they need to become the person they can.
Yep.
When people don't have the health care, the jobs, when there is no way out of the hole that you dug them, meanwhile paying for billions and billions of dollars for the police department, you stole that life long before you killed them. And for all of us that are out here and the people that have to spend their lives fighting for justice, you're stealing our lives too. Because we don't deserve to be here. And with that, I want to echo the words of Assad Shakur with this understanding that it is my duty to win so that no one else has to do this.
Yep.
So I want to invite y'all to repeat after me. It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love each other and support each other.
We must love each other and support each other.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
I want y'all to know, you show up to work, you consider it your duty to do whatever it is you're protecting here. I show up to work, and I consider it my duty to get justice. And I will be just as fucking ardent as you are, paid or not.
Fire Newsham!
What are we here to demand that Mayor Bowser do?
Fire Newsham!
Fire who?
Newsham!
Fire Newsham! Mayor Bowser! And any of you who want to resign, we've got you. Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on?
of our Black liberation partners in DC, BLM, BOMP 100, Stop Police Terror, and so many other groups who've been working so hard on this front for so long, with the demand to fire Petrus-Nasah and defund and eventually fall into the police. So this fight will continue. We'll be back. There are 12 council members, and we will be hitting up at various times to make sure that every single person with the power to make this change tomorrow, if they want it to, knows what we want and knows that we're going to vote them out if they don't support us on these demands that we've been making. So we're going to go ahead and go back to the park that we came from to debrief if anybody missed that. If you need to disperse at this time, we understand. But we will be walking